Hi, you guys, and welcome. I have a product today that I'm really excited about. This is Christine Woolley's new air dry texture medium. There has been a definite need for a good air dry skin texture medium, and I am just thrilled that I am able to show you guys this today. So it comes sealed like this. Christine says that you don't really need to stir it. You can if you want to, but it's not necessary. This is an air dry product, so we want to be mindful of how long we're leaving the jar out. I'm going to be using a few different sponges here. First thing that we're going to do is just tear the tops of these sponges off. I just want to show you guys how the different sponges can give a little bit different effect here. I have a belly plate. This is just a test belly plate for demonstration purposes only. So for application, you're going to want to fully paint your baby first, and then you'll want to do a sealer layer if you're using air dry. But you want your sealer to cure for at least 48 hours before you apply the skin texture medium. So for the medium, we are just going to brush it on, and you want to brush on a generous amount. If you're doing a large area, you want to work in small sections because it does dry quickly. We're just going to do about this much right now. We'll do this half. So yellow craft sponge, this is going to give you a different kind of texture, kind of a raised texture. I really like this texture personally, like on the nose. The more you pounce, the less texture that you're going to have. If you want higher texture, you just go over it a couple of times like so. This is a Swisspers Jumbo Wedge. This is going to give you a more subtle texture, and this one is going to be better for body texture. You guys can kind of see the difference here in the type of texture. Then let's go ahead. We're going to do this side. Again, we want to work quickly. I'm going right up to that line because we do need to blend that. But again, I'm working quickly. Once this starts drying, you don't want to pounce back over it. So let's go ahead. Let's get our wedge here. First thing I'm going to do is pounce right along that line to kind of blend that in before it starts drying. We're just going to get a clean dry brush, and we're going to pounce right in any creases. You don't want any excess in the creases. And then we can go right over those creases with our sponge to blend it in. This is a regular sponge. And again, for different effects, there's quite a bit of texture there. If I just do it a couple of times, we are going to have this really great kind of scaly effect texture versus this more subtle or this texture that stands up more. I just want to give a quick look. You don't want any lines or anything, but again, you don't want to go over any area that is already started to dry. And that is the application. It's as easy as that. I'm going to go ahead and let this cure, and then we'll show you some end results. All right, this has been curing for 48 hours, which is the cure time that it needs. And let's go ahead and take a look. It is always hard to get texture to show up great on camera, but this is our yellow craft sponge, the more kind of raised, bumpy texture, if you guys can see that. This is going to be our more subtle texture with that Whispers Jumbo Wedge. And on this side is our regular denser wedge, kind of that more scaly looking skin texture. And I think that looks the most realistic to me personally. But again, I really love this kind of texture, like on the nose. It works really good. You do need to varnish over this. This product is not a varnish. It is a texture medium. And one thing to note, I live in Florida. There's more humidity, but it does feel a little bit tacky after curing. That is totally normal and will go away after you do your matte varnish. You're going to want to do about 2 to 3 layers of matte varnish. Christine Woolley, she likes using a combination of AK Ultra Matte and Vallejo Ultra Matte Varnish. I think she does about a half and half ratio, but you can use Soft Touch Varnish, Reborn FX, any air dry varnish that you want to use. I do want to do a quick rundown of proper curing times, and curing is so important. It is going to make the difference between your baby being durable or not. So you really want to make sure that you cure everything the right amount of time. You're going to let your paint cure when you're finished for 48 hours. Then you're going to apply a sealer or a varnish layer, and you want that to cure for 48 hours also. Then you will use your skin texture medium, and that will cure for 48 hours. And then you're going to start your matte varnish layers. Again, it's going to be 2 to 3 layers of the matte varnish of your choice. You want to let those cure for 24 to 48 hours between layers. And then after your last layer, you're going to let that cure for 48 hours. You might need a little extra time if you're in a very humid area like I am, but in general, 48 hours between all of those steps are going to give you a really good cure and make sure that your work stays beautiful for a long time to come. I only demonstrated how to create skin texture with this product today, but it has some other really amazing uses. You can apply it over your painted hair to create some really great looking 3D hair strands. You can also mix air dry paint in with it to create a pigmented medium to use for dry skin effect or milia. And Christine has even used it as a nail extender. I've really enjoyed using this product. I mean, look at how realistic this looks. It is so easy to use and it looks absolutely amazing. I love that you can experiment with it and use it for multiple different 3D effects. I would highly suggest getting this if you haven't already. I will have a list of dealers in the description of this video and post in our YouTube community with your results. I would love to see what you guys create with it. And I'll see you guys next time for another amazing supply find.